everyone. This is your girl, Shirley Hendricks, that print guru, right? Your girl, CEO, boss lady. I am here with a special guest today on Superstar Strategies for Success. So thank you for joining in today. This is going to be a great segment. This is going to be a lot of things that a lot of entrepreneurs go through that we want to hear about. So we want to know those stories. So this evening, I have the pleasure of introducing to you guys a very great friend of mine. She's also that girl boss, someone that I've looked up to for years. This is Miss Pam Cook. She is the CEO of C&F Accounting and Tax Professional Office Services. So she's going to tell you a little bit about herself. But right now, let's say welcome to Miss Pam Cook.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
And let me fix up the name of your business. You are the CEO of C&F Professional Tax and Accounting Services. So, Ms. Pam, why don't we start off by telling, you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Pam Cook. I was born and raised here in Tupelo, the southern part of it, which is Verona. That's where I lived all my life, and I just love it around here. I have a daughter, Faith Perry. I have 3 grandchildren. Well, I have 2 daughters, I'm sorry. Faith Perry and Morgan Jackson. And I have 3 grandchildren, which I love.
I know.
Love.
They are the cutest. Yes, they are.
Yes. They're not spoiling anything, but I do love them.
Whatever. Okay.
I'm the owner of Walking in Faith Hair Salon. Also, like Shirley just said, I am the CEO and co-founder of C&F Tax and Accounting Service. I'm also the co-owner of the Exit Event Hall that Faith and my daughter Faith and I, we opened it up this past July.
Congratulations on that. It's a nice spot. So we're going to talk more about that event because you do want people to know where you're located there as well and how they can, reserve a spot for that. Okay, good deal. Yeah. So, yeah, you do have 2 daughters, which are Faith and Morgan, and they are entrepreneurs as well, right? Mm-hmm. So they saw you in the light, and just last week, I had my son on, as he's an entrepreneur as well, and my daughter, and I think they feed off that, and I'm so proud of that. So, has she said anything about how that entrepreneurship took on? Has she mentioned anything to you about her being an entrepreneur or how she fell into it?
Well, Faith has she wants to be able to work for herself, and I don't know, that's for me and her father because we both are self-employed individuals. So that's what her goal is, and she had to start somewhere.
Yes.
So now that's what she's doing. She does credit repair, and she has a soft play for small children. I think it's from 3 to 5, and it's called Rayco Events. Okay. So she does that, and like I said, she's the co-owner with me with the event center. And then there's some other opportunities that she's talking about. She's talking about vending machines. Oh, yeah. So it's just going and going and going.
It's on and on, and they stay moving. My son's the same way. So back to you. So you're from Verona, Tupelo, and you've been in business, does hair and accounting. What made you get into accounting? How did that start? And are you into the numbers? See, I'm one of these persons that I don't want to do the numbers. I have something I just don't want to do. So I have 2 people in my pocket that I come see, right?
Right.
So how did you get into that?
Okay. When I first started, I was working in my salon, and I needed to file taxes, and I didn't have any clue on filing. I thought maybe I didn't have to file because they wasn't taking any taxes out.
Right.
And then I realized, I'm supposed to file taxes, and I may be able to get a refund, and I may not, but I know that I had to file. So my friend that was working in the office with me, she was taking a tax class, and then she introduced me to it. Leslie Freeman of Divine Business Solutions, she introduced me to it. So at that moment, I took it. I've always loved numbers, and I always loved helping people. So not only is doing taxes, but it's the idea that you could help someone, encouraging someone,
right,
pointing someone in the right direction, the correct way.
And that I can attest to, and I can witness to that she does give. Listen, guys, if you have, I know most of us have already filed the income taxes, but if you have not yet filed, I would just really encourage you to come see her, even if you are looking to figure out how to get your taxes done because maybe you hadn't done them in a year or so. She would be that person to come talk to. Just come see. We don't want people. We want our people to be tax free, not to be in trouble with the IRS, right? So you want to come talk to someone, and there are people that you can go see, and not just sit on your not filing your taxes, because in the long run that could hurt you, and I know that for a fact it will hurt you. So come check her out. Did you give your address to the audience?
No.
Where you're located?
I'm at 108 Rankin Extended. It's on behind Baskin Robbins off of West Main. So if you come down Rankin Extended behind Baskin Robbins, you'll see my sign, C&F Tax and Accounting Services.
Right. Okay, great. Thanks. So y'all come see her, and then you can go back and play and leave comments. Leave comments. If you have a comment pertaining to taxes, if we have enough time, we will answer them here. But if not, we will definitely get back with you and give you the information, the number to get to talk to Ms. Cook. Okay, so the step that you took on your own is you started the class, you did the class, and then you got into it, and you started preparing taxes for other people?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I worked for a company for 17 years that I enjoyed working.
Right.
I taught classes for that company. And then my business partner, who is deceased, Michael Fields, he decided, Pam, we need to do this on our own, because we were sitting there. We was mostly the high riders, as they call it, the people that prepared the most tax returns.
Right.
And we were making them money. And we were getting, seems like chump change of what we was
Absolutely.
making them. So in 2016, after that 2015, after that tax season, Mike said, Pam, we're going to go on our own. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I was skeptical about it, simply because I had faith, and faith was, she was going into college, and I've always wanted to make sure that she was always taken care of.
Right.
So and I knew working for that company that would secure money for me in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my wildest dreams that I would have stepped out on my own. I knew that's something that I wanted to do, but I was going to wait.
Right. Right. So you're hitting on 2 points that is so familiar to a lot of us entrepreneurs. When we begin, the first thing is fear, and we've talked about that on previous podcasts. And the next thing is that you do have family that you want to support, and you want to make sure that they get what you have envisioned for them to have going into college. Same thing here. That you want to make sure that they finish college, and they, that we can, afford to pay for them for college. So let's talk about that fear thing. Now, if Mike wasn't so insistent, and rest his soul, he's such a great guy. If he wasn't so insistent on you moving forward, you probably would still be working for that.
I don't know if I would still be working for that, but it wouldn't be 7 years out.
Right.
Because I wanted to make sure she got through with school before I stepped out.
Okay, so see that wait, that's another thing. You try to wait on that opportunity that you feel like is the right move, when God is already tugging at you 7 years before that this is the right move. And that's okay. We have that fear, but that's the thing that we really are going to have to get over with. And we are talking with people who talks about that. So if you do have a fear of something, just take the plunge. If it's in your inner spirit, go on and take that plunge, because what you're going to lose are a lot of years that could have been in your pocket rather than being, Yes. So great. So good thing on that. And to make sure that, if you have that faith walk, and that's what I do, that's what I walk off now. I mean, that's what I use. It's my faith walk. Because if God gives it to you, nothing can happen to it. So Just make sure that you are clear-minded with him, that that's the right move that you need to make. So we got to get out of this fear thing, and we're going to have to talk more about how to get out of this fear thing, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and the other thing about that fear thing is that if you have a great support system, like you had in Mike, that support system counts. So when you have that fear of someone saying, no, we can do this, you can do this, or you can do this, or we can do this, let's just do it, guys. I mean, because that's confirmation right there given to that person to give to you.
That's true. And I remember when we started, a lot of people think that you have to start off with a lot of money, mm-hmm. that you have to get a loan. But once you get a loan, once you get a loan, you're already in the hole because you have to pay that monthly fee.
Right.
So what Mike and I did, we said, well, okay, we're going to start small. Most of the times when we start a business, the business like we have today, we want to make sure that we have a full staff. We want to make sure that our business is laid out to the T. We started small. We went consignment. We went bargain hunting to get, because basically all we needed was a desk and a computer. We had that. So we started there. Our first couple of years, 4 or 5 years, we didn't really have employees, but we had family and friends that was willing to come in and to help us. So that helped us get started. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, I think the last 3 years, I've added a staff to the business, but before we didn't have that. Absolutely. And it was just by God's grace that we was able to, because my thing of it is that trying to get a loan or anything like that, no. What we did was we put our money together, we started the business, we got what we needed. That after that first year, we were able to pay ourselves back what we put into the business. Yep. So we came in not owing anybody anything. Right. So that's a good point. Start small.
Right. And that's the strategy of starting a business. So that's where the Superstar Strategies for Success comes in at. I'm telling you, we have the nuggets. So take some notes. We have the nuggets here tonight. Strategies is strategizing how can I make this business run without getting in the hole. Just like she just said, I didn't do a loan. I bought a computer first. Mm-hmm. I bought my printer next. I bought the paper next. I bought supplies next. And then I went to the flea market and set up and made my money. And that's how you build, don't be afraid to go set up at the flea market. Flea market is, don't shortchange flea market. Get your stuff together, go sit at the flea market and let that traffic tell you what it is that you need to do.
That's true.
And how you need to move forward. So good point on that. It's strategizing. It's all that. And you're going to have to strategize. When you get that business, you're going to have to strategize even more, because now this is the real deal.
That's true.
Right?
That's it. And I was thinking also, you can't be so afraid that people are not going to come. If you pray about it and God set forth it and you've asked him and he said, well, okay, this is what it is. Mm-hmm. God's going to add to it. And I'm a firm believer of that.
And he will blow your mind.
Yes, he'll blow it.
He will blow your mind, because you'll be like, where did people come from? How did he send these? How do you supposed to know about me?
Right.
So we're just telling you how this thing works, and it works for your favor. It works in your favor. You just got to be faithful to it. Okay. So now looking back at everything, you are super happy that you did this.
Wow. Yeah. Super. Is that the?
I can't.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I need another word. But yes. And this is like the life, y'all. This is, and people always asking me, girl, you smiling all the time. I do smile all the time because I love what I do. And you said something that I say all the time. My business, I treat it as a ministry. You treat yours as a ministry because you help people. We want to help people. That's just in our being, right? So my business is more so like a ministry. So if you're doing ministry work, you are happy, so it's a ministry. I love what I do. I can go in every day, and you have to go to work every day. You have to be about your work every day. Right? So although we have the pleasure of having our own business and our own hours, we still have to put that work in. I love the work. I can, if I say I'm taking a day off, it's not going to be a day off because I'm still going to be doing something.
Right.
What is wrong with that?
The cell phone.
That's just what it is.
Cell phone. You never.
It is a cell phone. Because Miss Shirley, I know you said you off, but you are so right. But we can't turn our customers away. We love them so much. We really do. We really do. So it's a pleasure doing business like that. What advice can you give to the younger generation now, especially if they want to get into accounting, if they want to get into the type of business that you're in? Because guys, listen, this is somewhat, you don't have to have a college degree. I know our parents want all of us to have a college degree. Everyone doesn't want a college degree. Everyone is not made for a college degree. So let me just ask you this question. Becoming an accountant or doing tax business, does that require a college degree?
To become an accountant, yes. But the business that I have, taxes, no. You do not have to have a college degree. Matter of fact, when I first started, I did not have my bachelor's. I had an associate's degree. Later on, I decided to go back and get my accounting degree. I do not have my CPA. I only have my bachelor's in accounting. I have the 24 years of tax knowledge behind my name.
Okay.
So when you look at my name, it says accounting and taxes. It doesn't say CPA.
Right.
And a lot of business that you see that's got accounting and taxes, that's what I do. I'm not a CPA. The difference in that is if you had to go to court, if the IRS and you had to go to court or something, I could not go to court with you. But now most of the time, CPAs don't actually go to court.
Okay.
They have tax attorneys. But I can do everything they can do. I just couldn't go to court with you.
Okay.
If that's the case.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Very good. So, I love the tax subject that we're on, and we really tried to get this in before tax season because we wanted a lot of people to know some really good pointers when filing taxes or before you file your taxes, what could be included in taxes now, did anything become new that we didn't know about. And that's when you have those great tax accounting services that can give you that information and not withhold it, and then you have to go back and amend something because you just recently found out that something happened when it could have been, in the first place. So before we before we go, I do want to ask you to give us a touch on what we really need to know about, taxes, personal and business. What are some of the things that you see that we need to improve on as far as, keeping up with for personal and for business?
Okay.
What hurts us? What really hurts us when we don't do certain things?
When we don't do certain things the correct way, we lose out. That means we either don't get as much of a refund as we're supposed to, or we have to pay in more than we should have. My basic advice on doing taxes, I don't advise anybody to come in the first part of January to get their taxes done.
Right.
Because you still have tax forms that's coming in. The IRS requires that all W-2s have to be out by the end of January. So when they come in too early, do you say let's wait until a certain date to make sure all those W-2s are in, or do you absolutely positively know that these are all your W-2s that you should have? I have people all the time says, well, this is the only job I have, but remember, this is January the next year that you're coming in. So you may have worked 2 or 3 days at a business. Right. They're going to send a W-2. If they send that W-2, you don't forget because I only worked there a couple of days. Absolutely. So my advice to you is to wait until at least the end part of January, the 1st of February. I would wait because you're going to have to amend the tax return. Right. And the other thing is they accept the taxes, they have you guys to release the taxes at a certain date. So it's really not like I need to go in and get mine in, because like they have a date that they set that we can start sending in the forms, right? Okay. Yes, that's the date that the IRS starts actually accepting the return. Yes, right. Yes, because exactly. You can come in and get it, and it's just going to sit out there on the terminal until that date that they start accepting.
So why not wait and just till all your W-2s come in and then everything is good? So
but I kind of need, I want to know how much I'm getting.
Oh, I know, right? Because I'm looking at this car, I'm looking at this, whatever. So, but yeah, we really need to do better about our taxes and claiming. What about that? Is there anything new that we can claim? Are we able to claim pets yet?
Not yet.
Okay, because when we do, I will get a pet.
I don't want to say no, because if it's a medical condition, you can claim that pet.
Oh, okay.
Medical wise. Now, there's not a dependent, but there's on your medical, and that's on a Schedule A. If you do what most of us consider the long form, that's a medical condition. If it's like I'm blind and I need a seeing dog, or the doctor said that I needed, some of them have, what is this? They have a companion as a dog, something like that.
Or something like
that.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then you can claim that dog on your Schedule A.
Well, I didn't know that, guys. That's something new that I learned today. So,
yes.
Anything else? Anything as far as what we couldn't claim last year or the years before that now that we can claim? Is there anything new?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that we couldn't claim in the past years that we can claim now. I do know, and that's been a couple of years back, if you have a W-2 and you have work-related expenses, those you cannot claim, and I think that went out a couple of years ago. Now, there's some careers that maybe you can claim some of those expenses, but we used to be able to claim any kind of business use expenses that we have, but some of those are out now, I think.
Okay. All right. So now, how long are you accepting tax returns? Because I still have to do mine. I haven't done mine yet.
Okay.
Well, when's the last day to actually file those taxes?
Okay. The last day for this year is April the 18th. Reason being that I think the 15th is on a Sunday, and then there's some holidays that's coming in, so it's April the 18th. If you're not filed by April the 18th, you can get an extension, and that extension gives you to October the 15th. Also, if you have a partnership, multi LLC, or you're S Corp, those tax returns are due this coming Wednesday, March the 15th. Okay. So if you got a partnership or a partnership or S Corp, those tax returns are due this coming Wednesday, the 15th.
Now, I don't know a lot about S Corp, but it seems to me that some businesses want to, like my LLC business, they want to form an S Corp. And I think it's because of the taxes, because we pay big heavy duty taxes, right? And I think the thing of it is on the S Corp, there's a way that you pay less taxes. So,
paying less taxes, if that's our only means of it, I don't think it's necessary.
So just stick with that.
Because basically, if you're an LLC, you're sole proprietor, if you keep your records, that's the problem.
She's looking at me, y'all.
Keeping your records.
Y'all saw her looking at me.
Keeping your records, keeping things up to date, then there shouldn't be that much difference, because you're in the business to make money.
Right.
But there's also expenses that you would have. So make sure that you keep up with all your expenses. Basically, what happens is keep up with all your income, and anything that you spend out on that business, make sure you write that down. Right. I do advise if you're a business owner to have a separate account from your personal account.
Oh, absolutely.
Have your business account.
Absolutely. I preach that too. I preach it all the time. I'm talking to this young lady now, and she's trying to see how she's making her money. I'm like, honey, you cannot see how you're making that money if it's going in your personal account, because you're paying bills out of your personal account. Separate those two. That's the only way. Listen, bosses, that's the only way you're going to really see how your business is doing and how you can really become a superstar, right? The other thing is pay yourself. Pay yourself. You're going to have to do that. That's taxes that going to help with your business. It's going to bring it, to a medium almost. But pay yourself as well, because, in the future, you're going to have to pay somebody as well. So get into the habit of paying yourself. I had to learn that the hard way. I was like, it's already my money. Why am I doing, so, but there is, listen, there is a recipe to being successful in your business. And if you listen to us and what we're trying to disclose to you right now, you will succeed. Right?
I agree. I had some gentlemen, they come in, they want to know, well, how much should I pay myself? Okay.
I'm glad.
So this is what I bring up. I said, okay, you need to pay your business and you also need to pay yourself. My suggestion is I would leave 50% of what I make into my business, and I would have the other 50% and I could pay myself. But if I have employees, I need to take that into consideration. So I said, you learn to live on what you bring home.
Right.
So if that's the case,
right, exactly.
I had one gentleman, I said, okay, out of your 50%, I said, pay yourself 25% and put the other 25% up for a bonus.
I like that.
And he said, for a bonus? I said, yeah, put it up for a bonus. I said, when we're working for ourselves, we never pay ourselves any extra.
Right.
I said, and a lot of people, they get a Christmas bonus, they get a vacation bonus, they get all this. But where that money comes from when you're working for yourself?
Did y'all just hear those nuggets she just dropped just a second ago? Because I'm thinking about Shirley's bonus is coming, right? That is great information. I love that. You haven't disclosed that to me, I don't think, before.
No, I don't think
so. Yeah, I don't think so, because I would have already done that. So, this is how she works. This is how she rolls. You come in here and you talk to her and you tell her what you're trying to do, how you're trying to get there, and she's going to give you that knowledge. She's going to give nobody withhold anything here. This is Superstar Strategies for Success. We want you to be successful. Y'all know me. I'm always in these streets. I'm at a different location. I will come to you and sit and talk to you, and we get this information out. I'm here at C&F Tax Services and Accounting Professional Services here. And y'all know I just messed it up, but y'all see it back here in the background. Love it. And just come and see what she can do for you. Her hours are?
My hours now are from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and from 9 to 5 on Saturdays. We do ask for appointments. Well, we see appointments first, but we welcome walk-ins at any time. And I will do my very best, whatever, and anything, I'm telling you this, anything that I don't know, I just won't shoot you something just to satisfy you. I'll say, I don't know that, but I'll get you the answer and I'll get back with you. That's just the way I work, because my thing is that if you're successful, I'm successful.
Right.
And if I do you right, then you're going to tell someone else. And both of our business will be growing.
Absolutely. And I love how she keeps me on my toes, growing my business. And anything that I can call her in the middle of the day. And I think it was just yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I know she's busy, but I have a question because I'm trying to work on this contractor, right? And so she picks up and answers my questions, and I go on back my day. I don't hold her up. I just needed the answer. She answers it, and thank you, baby. You need to call me back. So that's what you get from her. So I do appreciate you, and I appreciate all the years of services that you've given me in my business and my family, because I think some of my family's been here to you too. And we want you to continue your success and growth in this business in Tupelo. These are the superstars here in the Tupelo area that people don't really see and know about. But you have a lot of clients, though. I mean, let me just take that back, because I see you can't even get in your door sometimes. I just go on back my way. But anyways, we appreciate you, and keep doing your good deeds, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And I hope that many people who listens to this and see this later on will come out and see you and and do business with you. Any last words for you? It's on you.
I would just like to welcome you all to C&F Tax and Accounting Service. Please call. The number here is 662-350-3710.
Thank you guys for attending another episode of Superstar Strategies for Success. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.